What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. I see he's going to talk about this very soon in a scheduled live stream, or I think it's a scheduled live stream he has upcoming. Also, shout out to Straight to the Point Podcast. He talked about this on his show a while ago. So Ben Simmons has signed with the Clippers. Now, it was reported a couple of days ago that Ben Simmons, who of course has been very disappointing as far as his performances over the past several years, it was reported that he was going to part ways with the Nets as far as them buying out his contract, and that the two teams that he was interested in signing with would be either the Cavaliers or the Clippers. So it's really no surprise to me that he agreed to sign with the Clippers when you look at the geographical choices, you know what I'm saying? And you look at Ben Simmons' lifestyle and things he's into, it's a no-brainer. I mean, me personally, if I'm Ben Simmons, man, I would want to join the Cavaliers. Excuse me. I mean, I want to win a championship, but you know, it is what it is. To me, that's the red flag. But you know, whatever. Maybe there's some things that I don't know about that we don't know about as far as dialoguing with that organization. But does he help the Clippers? I mean, the Clippers have already made some moves to show that they're trying to do something right now. This was a year that was supposed to have been lost for the Clippers. You know, after it was revealed that Kawhi Leonard will be lost for much of the season, perhaps the entire season at one point in time, or at least most of the season. It was believed that the Clippers probably would be, you know, pretty much on the pace to maybe only win 30 games. James Harden looked washed earlier on this year. It just looked like it was going to be one of those lost seasons. You know what I'm saying? They were going to be an absolute joke. But here we are. James Harden, although he's not the same James Harden he was before, though his efficiency overall is not that great, but he has shown that he has a lot left in the tank. Norman Powell's having a career year. Ivan Zubac is having a tremendous year overall. And, of course, the Clippers made some nice moves. Just a couple of days ago, they acquired Bogdan Bogdanovic. I always have problems with the first name. Bogdanovic from the Atlanta Hawks. They just acquired Marjon Beauchamp for the Milwaukee Bucks to help with their offense. You know, for a team that needs help offensively, I don't know if Ben Simmons is going to help you in that aspect. At least not directly, but he can in some ways. And I'll tell you why. Ben Simmons is a guy that lacks confidence, actually, obviously. You know, he definitely has a tick out there. He definitely seems to be a guy who he's, well, you know, I hate to use these general terms, oh, this guy's washed, or, you know, he doesn't have it anymore, you know, but there's definitely something affecting his play, especially on the offensive end, on the basketball court, right? But even despite that, even despite, you know, the injuries that have robbed him a little bit of his athleticism, a little bit of it, he still has size. He still has the ability to play defense, right, at a high level. And more importantly, he still has the facilitating ability, the passing ability. And I think that's what would be most important for him with the Clippers is to help them as far as with their ball movement. When, for instance, you could have him in the game when James Harden is not playing, and he would definitely help them as far as keeping their offense from stagnating when James comes out the court off the floor. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that will help. Now, one thing that's going to hurt is the fact that he's not a guy that's willing to shoot the ball. But, I can't help but think that if you're looking for the things that he can help you with still, overall, I think this is not a bad pickup. I mean, plus you're not paying a lot for him. You're not paying much anything for him, you know what I'm saying? And, push comes to shove and things don't work out, hey, he can move on after this year. So this is not a bad pickup, in my opinion. I don't think this, just to me, I don't think it moves the needle, though. You know what I'm saying? Enough. Now, like if you look like all the moves they made recently, it might be enough to put them from 7th to 5th. Like, that's how I look at it. Because to me, I think the top teams in the West are the Thunder. Right now, the Thunder, the Rockets. Ooh, at this point now, maybe the Lakers. Who am I missing? I'm missing a team. Maybe the Timberwolves. So what's that, 4? And then some other team. Yeah, that's about right. Then the Clippers will be 5th, right? Overall. Maybe that's about right. So I think it moves them maybe into the top 5 or top 6 in the West. But other than that, I don't think it makes them a championship contender or anything like that. But I could be wrong. Maybe this will be the time that Ben Simmons turns around, but I just don't see it. I think that everybody still just believes in Ben Simmons because we remember this guy when he was first drafted. We remember the comparisons between Magic Johnson and LeBron James. At the time, those comparisons seemed actually to be legitimate. Those were legitimate comparisons at the time. But he is far from lived up to those expectations. This is a guy that at one point was averaging like 16, 9, and maybe 7 or 8 or something. I mean, this guy was putting up big numbers. He's never really developed much as a jump shooter. His three-point shooting is completely absent. His free throw shooting has become subpar for the most part. He's just, but he still has certain intangibles that can help on the margins. You know what I'm saying? Like the quickness, the athleticism. That's something you can't teach. That could be an asset as far as his size, the defensive end, and the facilitator. But because you don't come with a high price tag, the risk is not as great anymore. So that's how I look at it, at least. So, we'll see. I just think Ben Simmons is look, and that's another thing too we gotta get into. Ben Simmons really has a lot to prove now. Okay. He has a lot to prove because he knows his career is hanging by a thread. It's hanging by a thread. And that's not a smoke alarm for all the way. Everybody change the smoke alarm. It's not a smoke alarm. Stop being nosy. It's not a smoke alarm. But yeah, man, at this point, Ben Simmons has to know now that he's on the verge of being out the NBA. So if he can't get motivated at this point to play the best basketball of his career, if he's physically capable of doing that, then it's over for him totally. It's over for him totally. But anyway, we'll see. What do you guys think?